In this video, we'll be looking at question 2.4 from 5C001. You should have read the scenario and know that this question is asking you to examine how employees experience change at the organization, using a specific change model to analyze their journey. Just to be clear, this guidance shows you the methodology and approach, but you're responsible for the actual content, research, and conclusions. So, don't expect direct answers. Think of this as your roadmap to structuring a strong response. With that said, let's walk through how to approach this step by step. First up, it's all about understanding the question. Pay close attention to the command verbs. Here, you've got explain and examine. When you see explain, you're being asked to clarify how employees experience change in the scenario. That means you need to go deeper than just retelling what happened. Examine takes it a step further. You'll need to analyze those experiences using a specific model, like Kubler-Ross, Spencer and Adams, or Tannenbaum and Hanna. The goal is to see how well the theory actually matches up with what employees went through. Don't get sidetracked talking about change management in general. Stay focused on the lived experience of employees in the scenario, and always link back to what the question is really asking. Now let's talk about making judgments, not just describing. It's not enough to say what happened. You need to think critically about how effective the change process was for employees. For example, you might look at both positives and negatives. Maybe some employees felt shock or resistance at first, while others adapted over time. Use evaluative language. Maybe the change process was managed well from the employee's perspective, or maybe there were unintended negative outcomes. Think about different stakeholders too. How did employees feel, and how did new management see things? Back up your analysis with reasons pulled from both the scenario and academic theory. When it comes to planning your answer, keep it structured and concise. Start with a short introduction, just a sentence or two on why understanding employee experience during change is important. Then, split your main body into two sections. The first section should explain the employee experience in the scenario. The second should examine those experiences using one of the change models I mentioned. So, pick either Kubler-Ross, Spencer and Adams, or Tannenbaum and Hanna. Make sure you clearly connect theory to what actually happened in the scenario. Wrap it up with a brief evaluative summary that comments on how well your chosen model explains the case study. Here's something important. Always align your response with the assessment criteria. You need to show you understand a relevant change model and can apply it directly to the case study. Support your points with academic reading and explicitly connect each stage of the model to real events from the scenario. It's important to show evidence of research too, so try to weave in at least one academic source that discusses your chosen model or organisational change experiences. On that note, let's talk about using sources and referencing. Aim for 2 or 3 high-quality, up-to-date academic sources that relate to your chosen change model and employee experience during change. Paraphrase instead of quoting directly, since that saves word count. Use Harvard referencing for any sources you mention. Each reference should back up a specific analytical point, not just fill space. Connecting theory to the scenario is where you really show your understanding. Use specific details from the scenario, maybe employee reactions to new management, changes in how information was communicated, or shifts in turnover rates. Link each example clearly to a stage of your chosen change model. Explain why these details matter and how they support your overall analysis of the change process. If you're aiming for high marks, depth is more important than covering everything superficially. Pick the most relevant points and stick to one model for close analysis. Build logical, well-supported arguments and don't shy away from exploring complexities or different perspectives. Show critical thinking by going beyond what happened. Ask yourself why it happened and how the model helps explain the outcome. And finally, keep your writing clear and concise. Every sentence should serve your analysis. Cut out repetition and unnecessary background. Each paragraph should make a single analytical point that moves your argument forward. Use precise language and make sure your answer flows logically, especially important if you're working with a tight word count. All right, that's the methodology for tackling this kind of question. If you found this helpful, give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the series. You'll find more videos on related questions and tips for 5CO01 on this channel. Thanks for watching.